Hello, this is Dog, and this week we have a special video for you. This week we're going to be doing a top 10 puppies in video games. Number 10, Daisy from Evolve. Our first pup on this list isn't a puppy at all. In fact, it's not even a dog, but it does behave a lot like one. Daisy is an alien bloodhound called a Trapjaw that assists in tracking down the monster in Evolve. As soon as the round begins, Daisy will begin sniffing out the monster's tracks and leading the hunter team directly to the beast before it has a chance to grow. Daisy is incredibly useful and a must-have on the team. Not only is she a great tracker, she's also capable of reviving downed teammates for you, meaning she can actually save the hunter team from being eliminated if she's the last one left. So, while Daisy isn't necessarily the best looking dog on this list, she does deserve some credit for being so useful. Number 9, Desmond the Corgi in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Desmond the Corgi plays an incredibly minimal role in Assassin's Creed Syndicate. He only appears during one mission halfway through the game where Jacob needs to escort a rich woman through a dangerous neighborhood. Desmond hangs out in this woman's purse and will bark if someone hostile is close by. This will force players to avoid getting too close to enemies, and requires expert navigation to avoid being detected. There's also some interesting notes in the Animus about this other person that leads me to believe that Desmond the Corgi is more than just an Easter egg, and quite possibly some sort of hint that Desmond, the primary protagonist of the first several Assassin's Creed games, is still alive somewhere. But anyway, Desmond's a Corgi, so it definitely earns a top spot on the list. Number 8, Dinky Dee Mad Max. Dinky Dee is an interesting pup. When you first start up in Mad Max, you're treated to a scene of Max fighting a bunch of raiders and trying to reclaim his car from a big rig. After climbing on board, Dinky Dee attacks Max and fails, causing Scrotus to kick the dog and throw him off the truck. Injured and abandoned, Dinky Dee bonds with Mad Max, and eventually you can drive around in a specially equipped buggy with Dinky Dee in the back seat. Dinky will sit up and bark at nearby landmines and even point in the direction so you can track them down and avoid any accidents. Dinky Dee's interesting origin and his usefulness all contributed to Dinky being number 8 on this list. I just wish Dinky could have regained his strength at some point in the game instead of permanently being injured and stuck sitting in an oil can bed. Number 7, Chop from GTA 5. There's a lot of dogs in GTA 5, but Chop is special. If trained properly using the stupid Grand Theft Auto companion app, Chop can perform various tricks like sit, paw, and beg. Chop can also search for nearby collectibles and even defend you in a fistfight. If you get him to follow you around, you're instantly given a baseball to throw that Chop will actually fetch and bring back to you. While all these things seem great, Chop also has a nasty habit of crapping on the back patio, so he's going to need to behave before getting a higher spot on this list. Number 6, Wolves in Far Cry Primal. Far Cry Primal introduced the ability to befriend wild animals and make them your allies. Some of the best allies are wolves. There's several different types of wolves, all of which can be tamed and replaced if necessary, but there's some rare wolves that look even more unique and also have special traits like increased stealth or speed. The striped wolf is one of my favorites, and you can have him assist in taking down enemies or hunting animals that you're too slow to catch. You can even walk up and pet him or feed him meat if he's hurt. Now, I would have loved to put Boomer from Far Cry 5, but we're going to have to see how well behaved he is when Far Cry 5 releases this upcoming spring. Number 5, Chester from Don't Starve. Chester is a secret allied character that you can acquire by picking up a special eye bone item in the randomly generated worlds of Don't Starve. After picking up the eye bone, Chester will hop onto the screen and sit there panting with his tongue hanging out of the side of his mouth. I'm not really sure what Chester is supposed to be. I guess he's a hybrid of a puppy and a treasure chest, but either way, Chester is the best and will even hold items for you, basically acting like a mobile treasure chest. I also love the way he hops around the world, but I do wish he'd help out in a fight now and again. Number 4, Riley from Call of Duty Ghosts. Of all the puppies on this list, Riley is the most badass of them all. Riley is a highly skilled German Shepherd in the Marine Corps and is capable of taking down multiple enemies with ease. He's not afraid to be in a massive firefight and is willing to do the most ridiculous things. The character model for Riley is easily one of the best looking in video games, and his fur simulation is really impressive. But unfortunately, you can't pet him on your own, and a lot of his actions are scripted scenes. Still though, Riley pulls a guy out of an airborne helicopter. Riley is amazing. Number 3, Trico from The Last Guardian. Trico may be a weird, giant bird, deer, dog thing, but he's probably one of the most amazing puppies on this list. Trico is fiercely loyal and will defend the small boy protagonist at any cost. The game starts with both Trico and the boy meeting for the first time, and Trico is incredibly aggressive towards the boy. But after feeding the monster dog a few times and removing the spears in his side, Trico begins to warm up to the boy and they become best friends. Their bond only strengthens throughout the story, and while there are definitely moments where I feel like Trico isn't responding to your commands as well, it feels believable considering it's a creature that you just started training only recently. But while Trico does exhibit a lot of the same traits as a dog, we're going to have to place it only at number 3. Number 2, Dogmeat from the Fallout series. Dogmeat is probably one of the most iconic dogs in all of gaming. Dogmeat is a stray German Shepherd that is often found near old abandoned junkyards or gas stations. Pretty much every Fallout game features some sort of Dogmeat companion that will accompany players on their quests, and each one will defend you against super mutant enemies and help you store items. Dogmeat in Fallout 4 is even better, with the ability to hunt for useful items, for groups of enemies, and even do tricks. But unfortunately, Dogmeat didn't earn the top spot today because he's been misbehaving lately, and failing to help me when being attacked by a swarm of mole rats. Bad dog. And before I reveal my top pick for best puppy in gaming, here's a few other honorable mentions. And my number 1 pick for best gaming puppy is Diamond Dog from Metal Gear Solid 5. Diamond Dog, or D-Dog, is everything that makes a great furry video game companion. He's helpful, he's adorable, and you can pet him whenever you want. You initially find D-Dog as an abandoned wolf cub lost in the wilderness with an injured eye, and you can choose to attach a balloon to him and send him back to Mother Base. After you complete a few missions, you can return to Mother Base and the little puppy will be yelping and jumping around at the helipad, excited to see you. Eventually, D-Dog will grow up and you can start taking him on missions with you, and he's one of the most useful assets in the game. Not only does he spot all the enemies for you, making infiltration a breeze, but he can also distract enemies and makes it possible to take down 2 guards simultaneously without raising suspicion, as long as I don't screw it up. If that wasn't enough, you can even equip D-Dog with a stealth suit, and he can take out enemies with a stun knife and do backflips off of them. D-Dog is the best companion you can choose in Metal Gear Solid 5 hands down, and is the best furry companion in all of gaming. And that's my list for best puppies in gaming. What do you guys think? Any furry friends I failed to mention? Let me know in the comments below, and happy birthday, Stacy! I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what I'm doing here and want to see more, make sure you leave a like and subscribe for more top 10s posted every week.